Our last video we went over naming simple alkanes, and for this one we're going to be naming compounds with alkyl groups coming off of them. So I'll spell that out. An alkyl group is just a group coming off of the longest carbon chain. So we're going to get straight into the examples. What you want to do when you start off by naming these compounds is to find the longest carbon chain. So remember that all of these tips are carbons, so this is a carbon, over here is a carbon, and then these tips are all carbons. So we could start down here numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we could start over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 is going to be the longest carbon chain, and when you start numbering it, you number from the side where the nearest group is. So you're going to start numbering over here because this is the nearest group. You wouldn't start here. So we will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so people call this the backbone of the compound. And you can start off by naming that. So 6 is hex. The prefix for 6 is hex. And all of these are single bonds, so it's going to be hexane. And then you go into naming this group, this alkyl group coming off of the compound. So we see that this right here is only one carbon. The extra line is just the bond connecting it to the longest carbon chain. People do make the mistake of including this carbon in the prefix or including this carbon in the name. So it's only one carbon. Hopefully you don't make that mistake. And the prefix for one carbon is meth, and then we see that it's coming off of the third carbon in the longest chain. So we would name this 3-meth, and then because it's an alkyl group, it's 3-methyl. So the answer for this is 3-methylhexane. So we're going to get straight into another example. Again, we are numbering the longest carbon chain. So we could start up here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or we could start over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is the longest chain. I'll go ahead and number that. It looks like over here is where we're going to start the numbering because the group is nearest to this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can start naming the backbone. So 9 is non. All of these are single bonds, so it's going to be nonane. And then we have this group coming off of the fourth carbon. So we see that there's 2 carbons in this group, 1 and 2. And then again, this extra line is just the bond connecting it to the chain. So 2 carbons, the prefix for that is eth. And again, it's coming off of the fourth. So we would name this 4-eth, and then it's an alkyl group, so 4-ethylnonane. So that is how you would name that compound. And then getting into the next example, for numbering, we could start here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you go to number this one, you don't start numbering over here saying this is 1, 2, 3. You would start the numbering over here because this is the side the nearest group is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we can identify that there's 7 carbons in the longest chain, so the prefix for that would be hept, and all single bonds again makes it heptane. And then off of the third carbon we have a methyl group, so this would be named as 3-methylheptane. So keep in mind numbers are separated by dashes, and when we get to multiple groups coming off, the numbers will be separated by commas. So that'll be a future video, but just know that numbers separated by dashes, numbers and letters separated by dashes. So getting into the next example, again we're going to number the longest carbon chain. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or we could start over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll check the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doesn't matter which side you go from. So I'm going to number this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So also 1, 2, 3, 4. I numbered it the wrong way, so you want to start numbering over here because this is the side nearest to the closest alkyl group. So 6, 7, and 8. See, if I start over here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't want this to be the 5th carbon. You want to keep the numbers as low as possible. So 8 being the longest chain, we can say that this is oct. That's the prefix for 8, and then octane because they're all single bonds. And then off of the 4th carbon, you have this branch. Let's see how many carbons. We have 1, 2, and 3. So 3 carbons for this branch, that's going to be prop, and then off of the 4th, it would be 4, prop, and then alkyl group makes it propyl. So 4-propyl octane. So we're going to do one more example where we're actually drawing the compound given. So we have 2-methylbutane. I always start off by drawing the backbone of the compound. So butane is going to be 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then adding the 2-methyl, you can either add it to this carbon or this carbon. They can both be the second. So this would be how to draw 2-methylbutane. I'll show the other way. So this is the same exact thing. Both of these are 2-methylbutane. In the next video, I'm going to be adding multiple substituents or alkyl groups to these compounds. So I'll put a link on the screen for you guys to click on. If this video helped you out and you want to leave it a like or a thumbs up, that would help out our channel and would be greatly appreciated. So I'll see you guys in the next video.